Hi everyone, it's Darielle Sidney, Vice President of Global Philanthropy at RevitaLash Cosmetics. I don't know if you know, but today is International Women's Day. It's one of my personal favorite days to highlight. A fun fact about myself, international sales was one of my first positions here at RevitaLash Cosmetics, helping my family expand the business around the world. In my experience in that role, I found that building up women and supporting other women in business is so powerful and something that is needed all throughout the world. I've had so many women in my life, like my mom, my teachers, even distributors that have become like family. And they continue to inspire me and guide me to show me that while being a woman in business is still new, it's nothing to fear. So in honor of this beautiful day, I thought I would chat with other women around the world who work here at RevitaLash Cosmetics. So we're gonna connect over Zoom, of course, because of the pandemic. So let's do it. Hi, Paula. Hi, Mafe. It's so good to see you. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Natalia. Can you tell, for those who don't know, who you are, your name, and your role with RevitaLash Cosmetics?
So my name is Natalia Ferrara. I am the International Educator for RevitaLash, and I have been educating for over 12 years with the brand now.
I am Tala Rassi, and I am the National Account Manager.
I'm Mafem Puero, known as Caribe Azul in YouTube and Instagram. And my role at RevitaLash Cosmetics is to inspire people and share our knowledge.
My name is Kaori, and I'm a Global Design Director.
I'm Anne-Marie, and I'm the Director of Kiara Cosmetics, the distributor of RevitaLash in New Zealand.
I'm Michelle Franks, and my role is Global Design Manager.
Michelle, how do you celebrate being a woman?
I think one of the ways I celebrate is by focusing on my health as a woman rather than just my appearance. I've always believed that keeping a strong body and being fit is going to help me more move through life better than the right outfit or the right look.
This year I get to celebrate being a woman by doing something that only women can do, and that's bringing my first child into the world.
Woo!
So I think nowadays what's important for me of being a woman is to support another women, and lift them up. It's what we gotta do as women and to get to the top together.
How do you celebrate being a woman?
Well, it starts with mascara. No.
I think as women, it's important to often celebrate each other and our accomplishments, whether it's as simple as being a mother or doing amazing at your career, whatever that may look like. But by empowering other women is how I like to celebrate women.
Nice. I love that.
Thanks.
Can you tell us one way that you've broken down a gender stereotype or a gender barrier in your life?
Of course. Actually, this is a subject that I often like to talk about because I grew up in a part of the world where women don't have a lot of freedom of choice. And I grew up in Iran, and after the 1979 revolution, there was a lot of restrictions that was imposed on women especially, and they went, my mother went from wearing a bathing suit to the beach, and to the next day they had to fully cover themselves. You're forced by law to cover yourself, and so it was a sort of a culture crash between my values and the religious that was kind of imposed in a way. And of course, moving to the US and realizing that your choices are limitless and you can be who you want to be, really inspired me truly, because of all the women that I left behind in my country. And I wanted the same thing for them, to constantly talk about it wherever I get the chance to, and to celebrate it often.
I come from Japan, and they can be pretty conservative. They can be really innovative, but for those things, I think they're very, in some way, when I was growing up, it was a little bit oppressive. So don't do this because you're a girl. So I always wanted to jump off the, someone's hedge or something somewhere from high, and don't do that because you're a girl. No, I would do it, and I was doing that because you're a girl, you can do it, and I always wanted to do what I cannot do. So.
I'm very grateful that I think a lot has changed since our grandparents' generation and growing up. And nowadays adopting the viewpoint that, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, there's no definitive roles for each. And, you can be a hugely successful CEO as a woman, or you can be a amazing stay-at-home dad. I think that in New Zealand, we've been really lucky. I mean, we have a prime minister who runs the country that's a new mom, and we have amazing role models here.
Just hearing you talk about that, it triggers a memory I have of, working and setting distributors all around the world, had me visiting distributors around the world and getting to see firsthand different cultures and how I was received in each culture. And I had a few barriers. It felt like both my age and also being a woman. And I'll never forget, there was a meeting I had to go to in a particular country where I was advised that I would be better received if I brought my husband to the meeting. And I remember feeling so confused because my husband had nothing to do with the business. And I'm like, so you want me to bring somebody who will have no idea what we're talking about, but just because he's a man, he'll sit next to me. And I adhered to their advice. It was, and it wasn't how I took it. It wasn't personal. It was just where they were at culturally in their progression. Yeah. Who inspired you to be the woman that you are today?
I would say for me, it would be my mother. She is a very strong woman. I watched my mom growing up, always having her own business and, bringing it as much as my father did. And especially, again, coming from where I come from, that's not the role of a woman generally. So it really inspired me to want to do that for myself and to be equal, to be able to show that. And hopefully I can carry that on to my own children one day as well.
Definitely my mom announced, because my mother found a way in their careers, and they were successful at it in a time where few women did that, and also they came from mothers who have been housewives. So it was very inspiring for me.
I gotta say, it's my mom. My mother raised me and my brother as a single parent, but we always had, food on the table. We went to school. She made sure we had our education. And the one thing I suppose she's always taught me is that you show up for life.
It's more conversations like this. It's more openness. It's the celebration of International Women's Day. I mean, that is what we are doing. We are lifting each other up. I've had the opportunity to speak with, 5 or 6 people from around the world today about their experience being a woman. And the common thread between us all is how we lift each other up and support each other, and how important it is to listen and be there for each other. Thanks so much for joining us today, and feel free to share your comments or thoughts or stories below in the comments so that we can continue to support each other and inspire one another to be the best that we all can be. Happy International Women's Day, and thank you all for watching. See you soon.